Should we invest in buying a bone set in our first year of BPT? So, this is the most widely asked question by the newly entered students in the first year of BPT. So, come, let's figure it out. I'll mention in this video further what did I do in my first year regarding the bone set for anatomy subject. I have divided these videos into 8 to 9 important points, and we will compare regarding whether to buy or not to buy a bone set upon that topics, and after that you can decide on your own whether to buy it or not. I'm just here to give you an insight. The decision totally depends on you. So come, let's understand. The first is real or fake. So a real bone set is the real one which is of real humans, and fake bone set which is made up of ceramic or POP, which is plaster of Paris or plastic. So if you really want to study with bone set, then your orient should be focusing on real bone set, not fake, because many major anatomical landmarks and features of a bone are absent on fake bone sets, as sculpturing a real bone is a difficult task and it is not available on the fake bone sets. Be it however expensive fake you buy, but the landmarks on a real bone set cannot be replaced by fake, as well as the real feel of real bone set differs. You get to know how a real bone weighs, how a real bone feels in a hand. Okay, so real or fake. So here you should always focus on a real bone set. Unilateral or bilateral. So unilateral means bone set of a single side, and bilateral means a bone set which includes all the bones, that is 206 bones, complete bone set of our body. So unilateral means you will get a single humerus, a single radius, a single ulna, whereas in bilateral you'll get of the both sides. Now depending on the cost, so unilateral bone set nearly costs about 5,000 to 6,000. I'm talking here about the real bone set, and bilateral it costs till 10,000 or above that. It depends upon the condition of the bone set and from where do you buy it. Availability of skull vertebrae, sternum, coccyx. So these are the bones which are available only in one single bone which is available in the body. So if you buy a unilateral bone set, so it is very difficult to get a skull vertebrae of all numbers, sternum as well as coccyx. So while buying a bone set, you should keep that in mind, that you should get proper full skull, all vertebrae, also ribs, sternum as well as coccyx. Then is quality of the real bone set. So as we know that real bones are really very fragile, they break easily, and sometimes the main anatomical landmarks also break. So if I I have seen lot of real bone sets which are really like they are on the verge of getting decomposed. They have lots of holes, the bones are pigmented, the bones get brown in color. Lot of are affected by fungus, don't know, but the condition of the real bone set after using several years, it becomes really bad, and maintaining the hygiene of real bone set is difficult. So also the quality of the real bone set varies upon the user to user. So when you are buying a second hand bone set, be it from your senior or from a other source, you should always check that whether you are buying a real bone set, but the quality should match according to the price. If you are giving 5 to 6,000 for a unilateral bone set and you are getting all the bones which are cracked, which are broken, which is having a wrong muscle or ligament markings on it, then it is of no use. See, whenever you are investing in a bone set, you should always keep in mind that whatever price you are giving, you should get according to that. The bones should not be broken, the bones should not be on the verge of decomposing, or they shouldn't have holes. They should have all the anatomical landmarks present. You should check it before paying for the bone set. So whenever you buy a bone set, always tell the owner that you will check the bone set for one day, and if you find it according to you, then only you'll pay for it. Then is buying options. So there are a lot of buying options. So firstly, you can if you want a authentic source which will give you like bill sort of thing, so you can buy it from the shop. So while buying from shop, you get an advantage that you can bargain according to your skills, as well as you can check according to the quality and price. Second is the online options, online websites, but that are less trustful. And third are the seniors. So why am I keeping seniors at the last option? Because you're new in the college, and buying from seniors create a sort of, I'm saying sort of, not big, but a sort of tension among you both. So while buying from senior, you're a little conscious whether what to say, that if this bone set is not according to your type, there is some leakage in the bones, or the bones are not available in good condition, all the bones are not there, you cannot directly say to that senior, as he or she is your senior, and you cannot directly argue with them. So that is one thing. So it depends on you, where would you prefer to buy it. Then comes individual or group. So if you are buying in individual, or buying for your own, or buying in a group, so it depends according to you how much you would like to invest. So when you buy it for yourself individually, so whether you stay in a hostel, or whether you stay in home, you have total independence or total freedom of studying whichever bone at whatever time you want, and especially at the exam times, where you require all the bones at one time, one night before the exam. But in group, if your group is really very coordinating, or really very helpful, then it is good. But if there is lack of coordination, a little lack of coordination also can make you pay a good price before your exam. As before exam, the night before exam, everyone wants to study all the bones, and that time studying together becomes really difficult, as everyone has a different pace of studying, and sharing bones also becomes difficult. So that depends on you, as well as your batchmates or your hostel mates. If you are a day scholar, then buying in a group really becomes difficult, as everyone stays at different locations, and coming at a single location just for studying anatomy and bones is a different task. So it depends on you. Then what are the alternatives to bone sets? So alternative to bone sets are, there are various alternatives, such as, firstly, which I prefer, is 3D apps. There are multiples. If you want, I'll share it with you in a different video. Then you have 3D demonstration videos on YouTube. Other is AI websites on Google, which shows you the bone in 360-degree angle. And the last point is college lab bone set. So college lab is the place which we have paid for since the start of the year, and I think that we should utilize that money. So we are paying the college in multiples of lakhs, or in multiples of thousands. So I think that if we are paying that sort of money, or that sort of amount to college, then we should utilize it. Instead of buying a bone set, we can utilize the college bone set. You can stay in college for extra 1 hour, or you can utilize the time between your breaks. Instead of chit chatting, you can go to the college lab, borrow a bone set from the lab, and study, whether be it individually or be it in group. Why am I saying that college lab bone set is good? Because college preserves the bones in good condition. It keeps on updating it, as the professors also need the bones in good condition, and there are less chances of any bones being misplaced. So you get all the bilateral bone set, all bones in a single place, as well as in good condition, without investing any money, and at a single location. So that is one thing. And the last point is, after buying a bone set, you will not keep it for 4 years or 5 years under graduation journey, so you need to sell it. So selling it also becomes a different headache. So I have seen multiple students that in Maharashtra we do have our university exams in December sort of thing. Juniors, that is first years, new first years also enter the college in December. So these people start to think about selling the bone sets to juniors before completing their exams. So I think that is a major disturbance or distraction in the studies. So that should be also kept in mind, that buying a bone set is easy, but selling it to other people is difficult. So that also requires a skill as well as time. and if you're buying it in an individual, then you can sell it in less time. But if you're buying in a group and then you have to sell it to your junior, then it becomes a difficult task. So that should also be in your mind while buying a boon set. Now I'll tell you about my opinion, or what did I do in my first year. So in my first year, what did I do was I purchased a premium subscription of app, 3D app sort of thing for anatomy, which costed me approximately 1300 or 1200 for Android version. So that was one thing. And so this was the thing which I used to study at home, and that app gave me 3D demonstration of bones, anatomical landmarks, all the muscles attachment, as well as 3D structures of the muscle, which are like cadaveric structure, then all the nerves, arteries, vessels, all body organs and joints, all the movement, basic movements sort of thing. So basically all the practical thing which I need was in one place, which was that app for anatomy which I used. And for the practical purpose or the viva purpose, beforehand the exams, I borrow the bone set from my college lab. I sit in the college, or I utilize the breaks. So half hour, 45 minutes are good enough to cover 2 to 3 bones. And then I used to take it, discuss it along with my friends, or study it individually, and then return it back to the lab. As college lab don't allow you to borrow it to your home, so you have to study it inside the college premises only. So that is the thing. This was my thing for bones. And other waivers, I used to study from YouTube videos, which multiple teachers have made absolutely outstanding demonstrations of side determination, and the videos explaining bone series, all the bones. So that was my one source. So the 3 sources which I used was 3D anatomy apps, YouTube sources, and the major source was my college lab bones. And whenever you buy it second hand or from your seniors, or a used bone set, please keep in mind that don't pay for it in a higher or exceeding amount, as it is used multiple times, and you should pay little less. It should not exceed more than 25 to 30% of the original amount of the bone set, as the person who is selling that bone set to you has already utilized that bones, already learnt from that, and then he is selling to you. This is not completely a new bone set, so keep that in mind. And it is similar to buying a second hand book. So this is that thing. And yes, this was it for this video. And see, buying a bone set or not buying it, it totally depends on you. Never buy a bone set under peer pressure or under fascination thing that we have entered medical field and we should have a bone set along with us. That is not the thing. You should always think of all the factors and whatever suits. So that is one thing. And also, some people have religious compulsions at their home or according with them regarding the real bone set. I don't want to mention it very deeply in my video, but you're clever enough to understand what I mean to say. Yes, that was it for this video. If you have any doubt regarding this topic or any other sort of guidance regarding the first year, you can comment down. I'll surely try to answer your doubt. Thank you.